Hey everybody, welcome to the show or the channel. Father Nature here, and tonight or today whenever you're watching, it's all good. We are diving headfirst into the world of animals that are, let's just say, a little bit intense. We're talking creatures so ferocious, so unbelievably tough, that even your scariest nightmares would see them coming and be like, nope, I'm out, I'm gonna go dream about taxes instead, much safer. These aren't your fluffy, cuddly, let's take a selfie kind of animals, unless your idea of a good selfie includes a trip to the emergency room. Get ready folks, because we're about to meet the heavyweights of the animal kingdom. The undisputed champions of Don't Mess With Me. We're talking razor-sharp teeth, bone-crushing power, and attitudes that make your grumpy uncle look like a ray of sunshine. I mean, some of these guys wake up on the wrong side of the bed every single day, and their bed is probably made of like pure adrenaline and the bones of their enemies. It's gonna be wild, it's gonna be a little terrifying, but most importantly, it's gonna be fun. So buckle up, grab your popcorn, maybe a stress ball, because we're about to unleash a stampede of wild facts, unbelievable footage, and you guessed it, a few laughs along the way. Because if we can't laugh in the face of danger, from a very, very safe distance, of course, then what's the point, right? Let's get into it. 10 ferocious animals that will make you glad you're human. You'll be thanking your lucky stars you're not on their dinner menu by the end of this. Alright, first up, the one, the only, the king of the savannah, the African lion. Woo! These guys are majestic, right? That mane, that roar, it's iconic. But let me tell you, they're not just sitting around posing for Disney movies. Lions are all about teamwork. They hunt in prides, which is basically a super efficient, furry, and very toothy gang. They've got strategy, they've got power, and they've got a stare that says, yeah, I'm the king, what are you gonna do about it? Seriously, watching a pride on the hunt is like seeing a perfectly coordinated special ops team. If the special ops team had giant claws and an appetite for zebras. And their strength? Unbelievable. A single swipe from a lion's paw can, well, let's just say you wouldn't be asking for a high five afterwards. They dominate their territory, and everything in it knows who's boss. The roar alone can travel for miles, and it's not just a friendly hello, it's more like, this is my turf and everything on it, including that half-eaten gazelle, is mine. So pro tip, if you ever see a lion family having dinner, maybe don't ask to pass the salt. Or the gazelle. Just slowly back away, maybe offer to do the dishes from like a different continent. Next on our list of nope not today is the saltwater crocodile. These guys are basically living dinosaurs, folks. They've been around for millions of years and they haven't changed much, probably because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Especially if it can already bite a boat in half. We're talking serious size here. Some of these bad boys can grow over 20 feet long and weigh more than a small car. Imagine your sedan, but angrier and with a lot more teeth. That's a salty for you. Their aggression is legendary. They're ambush predators, meaning they'll just chill, looking like a harmless log, until bam, lunchtime. And their bite force? It's one of the strongest in the animal kingdom. They don't just nibble, they obliterate. You know that line from Jaws? You're gonna need a bigger boat? With these guys, you don't just need a bigger boat, you need a faster boat, maybe a helicopter, or better yet, just stay on land. Far, far away from any suspicious-looking logs. Seriously, their patience is terrifying. They can wait for hours, days even, for the perfect moment. Alright, let's talk about the grizzly bear. Big, brown, and definitely not looking for a hug, unless it's a bear hug that ends with you becoming an afternoon snack. These magnificent beasts are the epitome of raw power. We're talking hundreds of pounds of muscle, claws longer than your fingers, and a bite that can crush a bowling ball. A bowling ball, people. Imagine what it could do to, well, anything else. They can run faster than an Olympic sprinter, climb trees and swim. Basically, there's no escape. They're like the ultimate outdoor survivalist, except they are the survival challenge. And the unpredictability? That's the really scary part. One minute they might seem chill, munching on berries, and the next, if they feel threatened or surprised, it's game over. You do not want to startle a grizzly. It's like surprising your dad when he's trying to fix the Wi-Fi, but instead of just getting yelled at, you become the Wi-Fi. So if you're ever in grizzly country, make noise, sing songs, maybe do a little tap dance, anything to let them know you're there. Unless you want to become the main course in their picnic basket, in which case, bad idea. Very bad idea. Now let's tiptoe into the territory of the Bengal tiger. These cats are absolutely stunning with those iconic stripes, but don't let their beauty fool you. They are masters of stealth, silent assassins of the jungle. They can move through dense undergrowth without making a sound, which is pretty impressive for an animal that can weigh up to 500 pounds. Imagine trying to sneak up on someone when you're built like a furry tank. These guys do it for a living. They're like the ninjas of the big cat world if ninjas had a taste for venison. Their power is just breathtaking. They can take down prey much larger than themselves using a combination of that stealth, incredible speed, and a bite that targets the neck with deadly precision. It's all over in an instant. And while a purring house cat might be a sign of affection, a purring Bengal tiger, that's probably the sound the jungle makes right before it eats you. It's the only cat you definitely don't want curling up on your lap, unless your lap is made of reinforced steel and you have a really good life insurance policy. Cue the ominous music, folks, because we're diving deep with the great white shark. Just saying the name gives you chills, right? Thanks, Jaws. These apex predators are perfectly evolved killing machines. Streamlined bodies, powerful tails for bursts of speed, and oh yeah, rows upon rows of razor-sharp teeth. They can detect a single drop of blood in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Talk about a good sense of smell. Mine's usually just good for finding leftover pizza. Their hunting skills are legendary. They often attack from below, ambushing seals and sea lions with incredible force, sometimes breaching completely out of the water. It's a terrifyingly beautiful sight if you're not a seal. The sheer fear factor associated with great whites is undeniable. They've made generations of people think twice before even dipping a toe in the ocean. You'll never look at a dark patch of water the same way again. Is it seaweed? A rock? Or is it dun? Yeah, maybe I'll just stick to the kiddie pool. Alright, moving back to land, let's talk about an animal that even lions think twice about messing with: the Cape buffalo. These guys might look like oversized cows, but they are anything but docile. They're often called the Black Death or Widowmaker, and for good reason. They are incredibly unpredictable and known for their aggressive, vindictive nature. If you wound a Cape buffalo, it's said they'll actively hunt you down. Talk about holding a grudge. They're like that one person you accidentally cut off in traffic who then follows you home. Their danger lies in their sheer numbers, their massive bulk, and those formidable horns. A herd of stampeding Cape buffalo is like a freight train of fury. Even a single agitated bull is a force to be reckoned with. Lions, the kings of the savannah we talked about earlier? Yeah, they usually need to get their whole group chat active, strategize, and then maybe, just maybe, they'll try to take on a Cape buffalo, and even then, it's a risky business. These guys are tough, they're mean, and they have a permanent don't even think about it look on their faces. Now for an animal that proves size isn't everything the Wolverine. No, not the one with the adamantium claws and the cool hair, though this guy is just as ferocious, maybe even more so because he doesn't have a movie franchise to keep him in check. These are relatively small members of the weasel family, but they pack an unbelievable amount of tenacity and fearlessness into that compact body. We're talking an animal that will take on bears, wolves, anything that gets in its way or tries to steal its food. They have a reputation for being incredibly strong for their size. Their attitude is just legendary. They simply do not back down. Ever. It's like they missed the memo on fear. They're equipped with powerful jaws, sharp claws, and a thick hide, making them formidable opponents. They're solitary, tough, and can cover huge distances in harsh, snowy environments. Think of them as the ultimate grumpy loner of the animal kingdom, the one who just wants to be left alone with their kill and will fight a grizzly bear over it if necessary, minus the spandex and the brooding superhero monologues, of course, but definitely all the rage. Get ready to go prehistoric with our next contender, the Komodo dragon. These guys are the largest lizards on Earth, and they look like they walked straight out of Jurassic Park, seriously. One look at these giants and you're expecting a T-Rex to pop out from behind a tree. They can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh over 150 pounds, which is, a lot of lizard. They're found on a few Indonesian islands, and let me tell you, those islands are not on my vacation wish list. Not with these guys roaming around. What makes them truly terrifying isn't just their size, but their bite. For a long time, scientists thought it was just full of nasty bacteria, but now we know they also have venom glands. So, it's a double whammy, a mouthful of bacteria and venom. It's like nature's dirtiest fighter. They're patient hunters, sometimes just nipping their prey and then following it for days until it succumbs. It's a slow, gruesome process. They are the ultimate lizard boss level in the game of life, and you definitely don't want to be the player trying to beat them without a cheat code. Up next, an animal whose laugh is probably the last thing you ever want to hear in the wild, the hyena. Often misunderstood, often portrayed as just scavengers, but don't be fooled. Spotted hyenas in particular are incredibly skilled hunters with one of the most powerful bites in the mammal world relative to their size. They can crush bones that lions leave behind. Think about that, lions are done and hyenas are like, Ooh, bone marrow. Don't mind if I do. They're the cleanup crew that can also do the demolition. Their social structure is fascinating and female-dominated, which is pretty cool, but their cunning and pack intelligence make them formidable. They communicate with a variety of whoops, yells, and of course that infamous laugh, which is less about humor and more about communication during a hunt or a squabble. Imagine hearing that cackling sound getting closer and closer in the dark. It's not exactly a sound that says, "Hey, let's be friends." It's more like, "You're surrounded and we find this hilarious for us." Definitely a laugh track you want to avoid. And finally, we've reached an animal that is basically a living legend of fearlessness, the honey badger. This creature, pound for pound, might just be the toughest animal on the planet. The Guinness Book of World Records even named it the world's most fearless animal multiple times. And they weren't kidding. Honey badgers will take on anything. Lions, snakes, even venomous ones. Bees, you name it. They just don't care. It's like their default setting is challenge accepted. They have incredibly thick, loose skin that makes it hard for predators to get a grip, and even harder for bee stings or snake fangs to penetrate effectively. If something does manage to bite them, they can literally turn around in their own skin and bite back. Plus, they're highly intelligent and relentless. They'll dig, they'll climb, they'll fight. Nothing scares this guy. Seriously, if a honey badger wants something, whether it's honey or your lunch, it's probably going to get it. The honey badger doesn't care about your plans, your size, or your reputation. It just cares about being a honey badger. And there you have it, folks. 10 of the most ferocious, awe-inspiring, and frankly terrifying animals on planet Earth. I don't know about you, but I'm suddenly feeling very, very grateful for walls, doors, and the fact that the scariest thing in my neighborhood is probably just a squirrel with a nut hoarding problem. Can you imagine trying to borrow a cup of sugar from a Cape buffalo? Or asking a saltwater crocodile to keep an eye on your poodle? Yeah, me neither. Let's just say it's good to be human safely at the top of the food chain most of the time. These animals are incredible, perfectly adapted to their environments, and a vital part of our world's ecosystems. But let's be honest, they make for much better documentary subjects than roommates. So now I'm curious, which one of these incredible beasts would you definitely not want as a pet? I mean, a honey badger in the house? Forget your security deposit, you'd be lucky to have a house left. Let me know your worst pet pick in the comments below. I can't wait to read those. Thank you so much for watching, for laughing, and maybe for hiding behind your couch a little bit. We had a blast bringing this to you. If you enjoyed this wild ride and want to see more incredible animal content, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a thing from Father Nature. Stay safe out there, and remember, admire these animals from a distance. A very, very long distance. See you next time.